It's a dead morning this today, ain't it? I have yet for anybody to join the live. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Currently trading NQ, right? I'm considering on buying some shorts right now. That's a trip. I was literally just talking about how it's a dead morning. I've been live for the past 10 minutes. Nobody's entered. Good morning, vibes. Good vibes. Nothing but good vibes this morning, right? There's a perfect setup on this 80-minute time frame. Let me go ahead and show you guys real quick. So you're looking here at 160, 80-minute time frame, right? Both of these. This is perfectly set up. Now I just need to wait for an 8+ setup over here, which might come shortly or it might not come, right? Dollar. What's your question, bro? Dollar? I'm trading NQ, US currency, yes. How's it going? 70.19. Are you guys from a foreign country? I might be looking at somewhat of a fake out this morning currently. What is a fake out? When you execute an entrance and it fakes you out, right? By a slippage, by just a slight tick, it just slips you out, right? Maybe I should have kept my sharing my screen on my laptop, even though it was laggy. But in this case, the reason why I switched, because I prefer execution over trying to have a nice stream setup, right? I prefer to just go stream how I am right now and be able to trade at the live moment of the market, right? I'm on a second cup of coffee. Oh, I got my other screen too right here. Oh shit, it's pretty glared up, but this is the setup low key though. I really want to consider this entrance here. Before I used to say fuck it, I'm just going and enter into Hope Land, right? I'm patiently watching it patiently watching it, and it's like at the price it's at currently is almost where I would. It'd be nice if I were to execute this entrance. It'd be nice to enter it currently where it's pushing towards, and it's not quite yet ready. But looking back, I would have took this, and by saying fuck it, right? All right, buyers are pushing in a bit. I want sellers to keep going short, right? Because that's where my setup is, to keep going short, not to go long right now. What would it have to do in order to pass this level here? All right, you guys, I'm currently going short. My setup appeared. This is where we execute, right? Whether we like it or not, it's part of our plan. Since I can't share my screen at the moment, I'm currently in short right here. I bought in at the price of 600, I believe. Right. Yep, right underneath 600. So I'm going in short. I'm trying to hit my buy limit. I have my stop loss about 100 ticks up. I'm very I'm considering the way it's at its lowest level, right? Oh, what the fuck. All right, guys, buyers are pushing in. It's getting close to my stop loss. I should consider them lower lows. It's all good though. Where's my stop loss? I'm still in this order. See how it plays out. Buyers wanting to come in, they might just sell me out. Stop filled. Came out negative 160 ticks right there. Looking at it, it made 3 lower lows now. These sellers still want to come in short. I think this is particularly where I would have should have waited. Now looking at it, I got faked out. Whether this one goes or not, I believe I got faked out, and I should have considered these lower lows a bit more. Right? Let's see right here. So here's 1, 2 lower lows, and I entered right here. Meaning it would have been a better of a setup if I would have waited one more candle, one more full candle to close, right? Which would be at 940 instead of 960. But I sold here. Stop loss was here. This was 160 ticks. So if this keeps performing and keeps selling short over at 990, which would have to be another close full candle, I would go ahead and take this. But considering that it did 1, 2, 3 lower lows, that this has the potential of going long, right? But we're gonna go ahead and wait for it right here over at 960. First entrance of the day, 160 ticks negative. Let's see what the market keeps offering us. If you look over here on this 160 time frame, this is all bearish. Strong trend. That's the reason why I took this one here at 960. Perhaps I could have waited for it to break this resistance, but I didn't, right? Now it's either you keep doing that, and say for example, I took this entrance, right? And now I'm considering the resistance line even more. Although I did call it out before me entering. But what am I gonna do next time? Next time I'm gonna go ahead and wait for that prior resistance line to break, right? Possibly how I could do here over at 940, right? This is where the back testing comes into play. You take screenshots of these and you go ahead and look at where exactly you entered, right? And if you see something that is aligned with possibly why that entrance didn't go your way, maybe there's something right behind it, right? It's not just like it didn't go just because. There's more to it. So we're just gonna keep waiting patiently and see what the market keeps offering us, right? It's only Monday morning. Sometimes when you're too excited to trade, knowing it's the weekend and knowing you got trading tomorrow, I'm not saying I was excited. Definitely looking forward to it because just by going on this live, I look forward to going on the live. It pretty much helps me hold myself accountable, right? So I look forward to it. No excitement, no type of emotion, really. Just considerations of what you interpret and feel, right? Because when you come into this market don't care about how you feel. They don't care how much money you got in your account. They don't care about none of that. It's gonna keep moving how it normally moves. So looking at this, I could have definitely avoided this entrance, which I'm glad I'm able to see. I didn't just execute this entrance and be like, damn, I lost it. All right, next one. No, it's time to reevaluate and observe why this entrance didn't go. And to Monday morning, perhaps I should have waited a little longer. Now there's 3 lower lows. This can be a reversal sign to proceed long. I should have considered the way this bearish trend had came into. That was easily avoided, and I'm glad I'm able to see it. I could have easily avoided that entrance right there. One thing I did not consider as much was looking left. Although I did look left, I considered it, but I didn't genuinely take it into consideration, right? And I've noticed when I go in short and long, I tend to see a slight of a difference. Like I'm able to see it a bit more clear when the trends are bullish instead of short, bearish, right? And I've noticed that every time I go in short, like last week I went in short and I think one entrance came back on me like negative 40 ticks or something like that. And right after I was able to see that resistance line and being able to wait for that confirmation to close, right? Because I lost that 40 ticks. And normally when I see it going long, I don't feel no need to enter on that higher high, right? I always wait for that to break through. And for some particular reason, every time it's short, I tend to see it like a bit different. It's like if I'm looking at it like this when the bullish trend is going, and then when it's time for the bearish one to come, it's the opposite way, but the exact same, right? But I just tend to see it slightly different. So I definitely take into consideration all them little things, right? Currently one trade in and negative 160 ticks. I'm just going in one contract on my account. What people like to do that I've noticed is switch the plan up midway while their execution is in, right? Meaning they'll go in on an 80-minute time frame and they'll quickly roll their stop loss over onto the 160 time frame, which is double, right? The money is not the problem. The money is not that it's double or anything like that. The problem is that our execution is on 80-minute time frame, right? Why do we want to roll over to 160? Where's that in the plan script written? It's not even written. Take that back. You're not even writing, and on top of that, you want to switch graphs? No, no, no. It's not the way it's done. You got to take the stop loss on the chin and keep going, right? Because I'm not gonna lie, when I was in on this 80-minute time frame, I looked at 160, and the way this trend is going bearish, it made me want to, it didn't make me want to put my stop loss. It just made me consider that thought came in. Like, if I was entering on this 1 minute, 160 10-minute frame, I'd still be I'd still be in the trade, right? It's interesting what the market's doing right now, because 160 10-minute frame is straight bearish, meaning it's short. Trend is pretty strong. And 160 10-minute frame, it failed. It did 3 fake outs already. Take that back, only 2. And I was part of one of them. It's currently trying to do its 3rd attempt to keep going short because of that 160 minute time frame is pretty bearish, right? And it's pretty strong. So I feel like 80 and 40 graph were pretty indecisive, and bullish and bearish candles are pulling up. But I guess we just gotta see, right? It's a patience game. It's Monday morning. There's no need to feel like you gotta get all the entrances today. None of that. One, two, three. 3 lower lows at the same price. That's very interesting. And I decided to enter on one of them. Makes no sense. Even professional traders still make mistakes, right? Nobody's perfect. And me as a professional trader, that's a great observation I took into consideration. Great. What's beautiful about this trading is that you can learn something new every single day, whether it's, although this market's so repetitive and you think you know it all, the hell you don't. Same with life, right? You might think we know it all. Nope. Life is always showing us opportunities to learn and reflect on, not just this trading shit. All right, I think this might be the end of this bearish trend, and I got faked out. Damn, I'm on my third. I'm on my second coffee, and I want a third one. Remember, the way you trade a $300 account is how you're gonna trade a $300,000 account. Same movement, same setups, same plan, same interpretation on what you got about the market, and everything is the same. The only thing that is not the same is the amount of contracts you're buying in or whatnot, right? Making 10% of a $300,000 account, how much is that? Anybody watching know? How much is 10% out of a $300 account? How much is 10% off a $1 million account? See what I'm trying to get at? It's all the same movement. It's all the same execution. So losing $10,000 from a $100,000 account, that's 10%, right? So 10,000. Took the same plan, same execution, just now the money's bigger, right? And that's where psychology comes into play, because like I said, it's the exact same movement, exact same setup. It's just our emotions come into play. Why? Because our emotions are based off the interpretation of what money makes us feel, right? And like I said, the results don't matter. The execution is what matters. So if our execution is like flawless and on A point, the results don't matter, bro. And currently, my account is at about, I have a $300 account right now, and I currently flipped that over to 630 or something like that. So I made 100% of my account within the past week. Not this week, but the full, take that back, 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I executed four trades, and those 4 trades, I flipped my account from 330 to 6, about 630, like literally 100% of my account. So I flipped it, right? I flipped it and I cashed out $300. And back in the day, I've flipped $300 accounts before all the way to 900. So I've tripled it before. I never cashed out though. I was always the type to wanting to keep increasing and growing my account. And I've noticed over the years of trading, I've never rewarded myself, right? I've always just wanted to trade, and like just have the idea and the fantasy of trading and that lifestyle, right? And that shit's not it. So what I start doing, and I tell my loved ones too, you know what? We gotta start cashing out, because we're making 1,000, 2,000 bucks, like within 2-3 weeks, like that's a lot of profit. Now, take that back. That's not even a lot of profit. The point is, from considering our account balances, that's more than 20-30%, right? I said I flipped my account from 300 to 900, 300 to 600. That's 100% of our account. We flipped that, and we're not taking profit. Imagine, like how I said, what's 10% of 300,000? That's $10,000. Imagine I flipped a $300,000 account to 600,000. You really think I won't cash out 300,000? Like I said, it's the same exact movement, same plan, same percentage wise you're going for, the same risk to reward. Now it's just how we're gonna interpret that type of money, right? And currently, I was at $390. Let me see. Let me give pinpoint numbers. I was exactly at $392, and since I lost this execution here on the 80-minute time frame and I got faked out, my stop loss hit. I did not move it. I let it hit, and it took me out 160 ticks. 160 ticks on my one contract on MNQ is $80, $82.50. So 392 minus 82 comes out to 308 plus 10. That's how much I got currently in my live account. And we're gonna keep waiting. First trading day of the week. And yeah, pretty much. So I think it's great to reward yourself, whether anything you're doing in life, right? Whether you're cutting hair, all type of shit.
These guys didn't wait for someone else to step up. They trained, they prepared, and when it mattered most.
And I'm totally aware that I didn't lose. I executed a position that was, what, almost like about 30% of my account, which is pretty high. I'm not even gonna lie, that is way too high. I'm aware of it though. And like I said, I'm a professional trader. I've been in this game for a minute. I know what I'm doing. And I'm totally aware that $80 is about a little less than 30% of my account, which is almost like risking half, right? It's not the way to execute, especially if you're just barely getting in. Yeah, buyers came in pretty strong. There's no more bearish trend. There's now a bullish trend commencing, right? Fuck it, I think I'm gonna go make another coffee. One water bottle and 2 coffees this morning. Bro, if you're watching this, I'm giving you some free game right now. Like, I kid you not. And it's crazy because people want to see results first, right? So, what I mean by that, what I'm preaching and talking about, people want to see results behind that. They don't want to listen just because you're talking crazy or talking some real shit. They know it's real shit, but they want to see results. If they don't see results, they're going to give 2 fucks about it, right? And I think it's a little more potent when you listen to somebody that don't got results and then you apply that and now look at you, right? I actually made a video about that way back, talking about results. People don't listen to you until you got results. And it's very true. And it's gonna keep being like that. But sometimes I think you don't have to let it get to that point, right? It's like saying, don't do a certain thing. If not, this is gonna happen. And you don't do it, and you keep doing it. You keep doing it until that thing happens. Then now you wanna stop, or now you wanna go ahead and listen to that person, right? Listen now, you don't need to see results. Results are, like I said, results come by themselves. You just apply and stick to what you know and respect your plan. Results will come by themselves, bro. And I'm not talking crazy, bro. I literally just wrote down my plan and I still got faked out on this. And I was aware of it. I was aware of these lower lows and I got faked out. And you just gotta take the loss on the chin. Don't move your stop loss, let your stop loss hit. Things like that, right? In a way, my results don't matter because I did execute under my plan. Although I could have avoided that by considering the lower lows, but I didn't, right? That's behind this. So in a way, did I disrespect my plan or did I respect it? That's that psychological thing I'm talking about, right? I respected it. Yes, I respected it. What I didn't consider was these lower lows. But that's just what's added on top of your plan. So I executed flawlessly my plan. Now there's little detail points that you got to write on top of your plan of what the market's doing prior. It's always nice to look left, even in life. Just look left, meaning left is your past and right is your future, and looking straight is the present moment, right? So in my plan, I did not write down to look left. Although I look left just self-consciously because I've been in the game for a minute, right? And I looked left, I considered it, but I didn't take action on it. So I did look a little bit left, kind of did not care too much about it, and it's okay. As long as we're aware of what's happening, right? Aware of what we're doing, and aware that you didn't look left in this case, right? Or I didn't look left. It's totally fine. Reflect back, see what you can add to it, spec it up a little bit or whatnot, right? So I trade this $300 account is gonna determine how I'm gonna trade a $300,000 account, right? And I've been trading this $300 account for about a month and a half. Let's see, July. Yeah, about a month and a half. I started trading this account about July 12th, 10th, around there. So exactly a month and a half. Took one payout from 100%, right? I made 100% from $300. I was about to say 300,000. I made 100% of $300 within this past month and a half. We're going percentage wise, right? Stop looking at the money, stop paying attention to the money. That's where this gets us, I promise you. I used to talk to my my loved ones, my cousins, my family, friends, about percentage wise, right? And the first thing they always ask me is how much you make, how much have you lost, how much have you, they don't care. They don't even, not that they don't care, they just don't know. Just don't know better, right? If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. So they're going based off money. And I personally feel like from experience, that's where you fuck up at. Because you're going based off money, you're trying to get into this shit by looking at money. You got it all bad. No plan, no nothing. I remember I was trying to teach a friend of mine like way back. I want to say 2020. And I was trading, and I remember this day because I was trading on the 24-minute time frame. So I had 80 minute, 40 minute, and a 24 minute. Right now I have 160, 80, and 40. So I was trading on the 24-minute time frame, and he showed up to my house pretty damn early. It was probably like 6 in the morning. He showed up, we were sitting down in the grass, and I started executing, right? Well, my plan came up, and I executed, and I took mind you, I had him on demo while I was trading on my live account. I had him on demo. I had him open a demo account prior to that, and so I had him trade demo, and he was just watching me observe, and I was executing. I took this, I want to say it was a long trade. I still remember it, and my plan was a little different back then, right? So I remember it was an RC. It was an RC with confirmation. So I took it long, and I took 2 candles on 24-minute time frame, which is 48 ticks, pretty much 50 ticks, right? And 48 ticks at the time came out to like $25, $26, right? So I took that, and I was just going for my 10%, right? So I was just going for 48 ticks or whatever. I took that, came out with my 48 ticks, which is 25. I want to say it was even like a little less, like 24.50. So it was 24.50, and I came out, and I just came out like it was nothing, right? Because I know what that 10% is off of $2,000. That's $240. Off of $5,000, that's $550, right? So this is where I try explaining him to where the money don't matter, but coming in first day hot, you just want to see the money, you want to see the results. If you see 24 bucks and I was just preaching to you about how potent this trading shit is, and you just come over and you see 24 bucks, how's that gonna make you feel? And mind you, I think that's the only trade I took that day, 24 bucks. And right off the rip, nobody wants to, somebody wants more results, right? But they're not putting in that plan, they're not putting in that time, but they want to see results. See what I'm saying? But what I'm just preaching and talking to you about, 10% is big. 10% is more. Some traders just go for that 1%, and that 1% makes that big difference. They're going off a $700,000 account. 1% of that, how much is that? Like 7,000 bucks. 1%. Now imagine 10. That's 70 grand. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. So we definitely got to shut ourselves up and stop looking at this money. Even in life, bro. Like, you go to the grocery store, consider that, you got a limit you want to spend, how much you're going to risk, right? It's like trading, how much you're going to risk. All right, my account is at $300. 10% of that is 30 bucks. Okay, 10% is going to be the max I risk. Now go to the store, you got 100 bucks. All right, bet, that's how I'm going to spend. and you respect that, and you just make your plan, make the list of what you're gonna get, and don't go over that, and don't add shit, don't take off shit. Respect that plan, go over it. Next thing you know, you're spending $90. You save $10 that you didn't have to spend, right? It's so relatable to trade, bro. And in a way, I'm kind of glad that people I tried showing trade didn't want to learn. Now, I'm glad because I'm just so glad. It gives you like a type of urgency to want to keep pursuing, not even to prove a point, just perhaps that's what it's gonna be, right? When it pops off, it's gonna be me proving a point, but that's not my intentions. It makes me feel satisfying knowing that I can respect my plan, knowing what I'm waiting for, things like that, and other people not being aligned with me. It's an amazing feeling, to be honest. Buyers came in. There's a pretty decent trend, a bullish trend on 80-minute time frame. Oh, and also I had a family friend that I told one time. I'm like, I tried getting them involved into this trading, right? Because I used to try to push everybody towards this, especially after when I witnessed my interpretation on trading, how it kind of shifted and changed based off of that psychology too. And I tried applying it to somebody else. That shit does not work, bro. That's really where I noticed that the result, people want to see the results. They don't care about what you're talking about. They need them results in order to listen. So I said, fuck it. And I'm not trying to prove a point and try to get my results so I can go back. It just pushes you to keep proceeding on this and realize it's only you in this shit, right? I remember I tried getting in one of my cousins, and if you're watching this, bro, yeah, I'm talking about you. I remember I told him, I'm like, you know what, bro? I'm going to this, because I took a course on this, a physical course, not no meeting shit. A physical course, I would pull up into an office, 20 heads sitting in there. And I'm the youngest one. Me and some other youngin were like, take that back, it was like three of us. I was probably like 18, 19. Another one was 20. Another one was about the same age as me, 19. Point is, me witnessing all this, I'm like, damn, I could bring my my brothers, my family, my close friends. I could bring everybody into this, knowing that it was just us three, the youngest, and that shit did not work out, bro. I tried. People were talking about, oh, this shit's not for me. It's not for me. I'm sorry. Like, why are you saying sorry, bro? Like, I'm just telling you about it. Like, pull up. And apparently it wasn't for them, right? But work is for them. That makes no sense. How's work gonna be for you? You never knew anything about work, but you decided to go work. Why don't you say that wasn't for you either? I don't know, bro. We talking about now. I like it here where I'm at. Personally, I don't even like trading, but this is what it takes, right? This is what it. Just apply what I know, right? It's not like I fucking love trading. I want to be here like all day long. Hell nah. Hell nah. This is what's gonna get our freedom back, though, bro. So don't come over here and tell me that you like work. I don't want to hear that. So if that's what you're saying, does that mean you're gonna go work for free? Hell nah, because you love it so much. You should go work for free though, bro. Why not? So yeah, you can't bring everybody with you, to be honest. And I even told another friend of mine, I don't talk to bro no more, but I'm like, me over here wanting to pull everybody. I'm over here trying to prove a point and show them in front of me, like, we're just kicking in. I over here got my laptop open, trying to like execute, and me over here trying to explain what I know and shit. Like, yeah, once you got it going down, I'm gonna get up in there. bullshit, bro, and I'm glad you ain't here with me. Fuck all that. To be honest. Got me hot thinking about that, to be honest. Low keto. Okay, I'm gonna make another coffee though. Eddie has a pretty strong trend, to be honest. I'll be back in 5. Oh, goddamn. Anybody still on this live? Got 3 people waiting. Got my coffee back. I drank some more water too, because I'm aware and I look back, right? And I reflected that I drank 2 coffees, 1 water. Should probably try to drink more water, right? So I'm not fucking tweaking. So it is pretty hard to find a community that's doing all this together, right? It's not hard, it's just not common. And off the rip, you want to think they're scamming you just off the rip. You be feeling like they scamming you, they want to start charging you money for a course and shit like that. Fuck all that. You can learn on your own, to be honest. No kizzy. If a perfect setup happens in the 40-minute time frame, I'm gonna go ahead and take that long. I'm not sure if that will show up, but we'll see. And me personally, I'm in a meeting right now, right? Why? Because when I took my trading classes, yes, I did take a course and I was there physically, right? And since I've taken that, we've all been united and whatnot since then. So right now there's currently a group of 13 of us, including myself. And I'm personally not always typing on this. I rarely actually type on this. I would get confused sometimes reading other people's interpretations of how they go into the market and shit. It would kind of throw me off. So I kind of start paying attention to that and just respect everyone's decision, right? And now I can go ahead and see it and it won't affect me, right? Because my interpretation is a bit different. It's all about respecting your plan now, right? Everybody has a different plan as long as each and every one of us respect it. Damn, it's already 8. Been on the market for 2 hours. I got a DMV appointment at 10:45. Oh, I'll probably just give it another couple minutes on this live. Back to the basics, right? So if you're coming up and you're trying to trade, always take it back to the basics. Don't switch up a plan constantly. Stick to one plan. Back test it. Know why you're entering. Back test, back test, back test, reflect, back test, reflect. Look left, back test. Right? And don't switch up your plans. Don't switch up your plan. Respect it. as much as you respect yourself. And if you don't respect yourself, then shit. I think that was probably one of the hardest. That's probably one of the hardest, trying to just respect yourself. And as basic as that sounds, that's why I say back to the basics, because that's what it comes down to, respecting yourself, right? Even me myself as a professional, I still go ahead and make mistakes too, even on this trading, right? Totally fine. I don't get discouraged. I know what has to be taken into action and shit like that. And every time I would go to class and our professor would be talking about psychology, I would find it so interesting and it's so like easy at the moment to understand, right? When it's time to apply, it's a different ball game. But it's just as easy as it is when you were listening to it, right? And it's very true when trading is just 80% psychological, maybe even 90, and 10% being to 20, 10 to 20% being technical wise and going based off of your execution and shit like that. So the psychological part is way more important than its technical wise, right? Oh, and when I was showing one of my friends how to trade, and I had went in for that $24 entrance of two candles and 24-minute time frame, he was in demo and he felt the need of going in too. Just him seeing me come out 24 bucks profit, right? And there was a strong trend, and he seen it booming up, candle after candle. He's and he's like, he asked me why did I come out, and he asked me if you can just like buy in, just buy market and continue that trend allegedly, right? And I told him he could, but that's not what I'm waiting for, and that's not part of the plan. So I let him take it on demo. He took it. I don't know how much came out, but as soon as he bought in, he didn't know what to do, right? Because it was his first time, right? He didn't know what to do. He kind of started panicking and like, oh shit, like shit's going up. Like, what do I do? Then he wanted to ask me for help, which I did, right? I'm like, all right, you went in here, at least put your stop loss 2 full candles back. That's the best thing you can do, and just write it out. But this is not part of the plan, right? So I just let him do it just to get a feel of it. I'm not quite sure if it came out a couple bucks, negative or positive. That's not the point. He was on demo though, but automatically the emotions just start to build up. And that's why I say psychology plays a big role in this shit. So um, after that, that was the last day he came. Perhaps I could have pursued it more, right? And I could have took it a bit more serious myself and told him that there's something behind this and had him keep coming, because I really could have, but I chose not to. And at the time, I wasn't considered a professional trader either. I was kind of just not taking it serious. Have my moments of taking it serious for a few months and then just laying off, coming back to it. So I decided to just lock in myself, right? And this was years back. I'm talking 2019, 2020. This shit could get bored. Imagine I was waiting for him. I was waiting with him like since 6 a.m. So the moment he showed up, I don't know. I think he had to leave early. He was there for like a little bit. He left probably before 8, to be honest. So it's like, what are you gonna do in those hour and a half, right? With trading, you can only do so much. The market's only gonna move so much. Things like that. And it's not good. I mean, it's not good or bad to be looking at the markets all day long. But what I've learned based off my past experience is sometimes you get lost in the sauce, just trying to look at the market, trying to see what every little move is gonna do or whatnot, trying to catch every single trade. It's not it. And You don't have to catch every single trade. You can just watch it for 6 hours, right? Because the market's open. Well, my trading hours are from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. But no, I don't wait those full hours. That's too much. Sometimes you need a break. Sometimes you need to go up outside and walk it out. Sometimes the whole 8 hours the trade won't even come up, right? Or sometimes 10 trades might come up in the next 8 hours. You don't got to take them all, but what I'm trying to get at is you don't got to be on the markets all day long. Sometimes I would lose myself. I'd be up, say 100 ticks, and it's probably about this time. All right, cool. I'll go do whatever. I'll go say I would go walk my dogs. I'd be like, I'm gonna go walk my dogs and I'm gonna come back to it, which is totally fine, right? But then I would lose myself once I came back. I would feel the need of wanting to go in and like execute and be like, all right, I took my break, now I can come back in and execute more. It's not the case. It's not the case. In that case, if I was already up 100 ticks by 8 in the morning, call it good for that day, and that's it. I'm pretty sure that was more than 10% of my account, right? It's all about taking base hits and small profits. Because, for example, I come back, I'm up 70, 80 bucks, for example, right? And boom, you take another entrance and boom, you wipe that down to, now you're only 20 bucks positive. You just lost 60 bucks on one trade. Damn, now you want to get that back up to 80, right? Boom, you take another trade. That probably is your plan or isn't your plan. So boom, you take that, and now you're negative what you were up. Now you're negative 50 bucks from over trading, right? From being overstimulated from seeing all this shit. So sometimes there's no fear of missing out. Call it good. Give yourself a time frame. For example, I gotta go somewhere at 10:45. So I hopped on the markets from 6. I'd probably say about 9, to be honest. 6 to 9, another hour, I'll call it good. I've done one entrance. I'm not worried about what it's gonna do at 12 p.m., 11 p.m. 11 a.m. or whatever. I already did my execution. I chose to make that decision. Call it good. If it went, it went. If it didn't, it didn't. But I don't have to be sitting out here trying to catch every single trade, right? And other people could possibly be on here 8 hours and try to get the best out of it. And maybe that might work for them. It's just, that didn't work for me, right? And also treat this life shit like it's a job. Especially this trading shit. You gotta treat it like it's a job. What I mean by treat it like it's a job, for example, you'll wake up, shower up, get ready, take an hour prior for work. You start getting yourself ready, right? And then you show up to the office or wherever it is you work at. Do the same with trading. Wake up an hour earlier, shower, brush your teeth. You're gonna eat, go ahead and do whatever you gotta do right before that. Come set up, reflect back on what you did prior. Just get ready for the market open, right? Why do I say that? Because the point of my trading career where I would just wake up straight out of bed, no brush, not even brush my teeth, none of that. Just go straight to my computer, open it up, start setting it up, and after 20 minutes, then I would go ahead and go use the restroom, groom up, all that. Like, I wasn't taking it serious, right? I'll be sitting on my phone, just like going through shit, not even giving my full undivided attention. And then boom, I see an entrance. I would get all geeked up and excited, like, all right, for sure. I'm gonna go in right here. I'm gonna put my stop loss here and enter into hope land, right? Shit's not a way to go. Damn, I almost feel like I don't even talk about trading in here. I almost talk about my psychology and shit. That's the boring side though, right? That's what we don't want to see. Just patiently waiting here, sitting all day looking at the market, not being able to take a trade. Not even that. Not even seeing your setup up here, because you can take a trade wherever you want. I even got it written down right here. It may take as long or as short for a beautiful setup to appear, to execute. It's a patience game, right? Look at your fake out's possibility before making a decision. That's one I should have considered before going in. Look where the higher highs and the lower lows are, right? Anybody know who, what's this fool's name? I don't even know his name. Something Tucker, though. Kevin, True Day or some shit. Talks about trading. Well, pretty sure he talks about all different type of shit, but oh shit, he's talking about something else on this one. Talking about the elites and the relationships. Especially coming into the markets Monday. Take consideration, even at work, just take into consideration you just had 2-3 days off. Body is comfortable, right? Body's so used to not having to execute whatever you have to do at work. And perhaps your mind isn't used to seeing the markets because you just took 2 days off, right? The weekend. Last time you traded was Friday. When you take 2 days off and you come back to it Monday, it can definitely throw you off. Especially if you're just looking at the money and trying to say it's Monday morning, markets are open, I'm ready to take a trade. Markets are open. It is time to go in the markets, but no need to take a trade. If a setup comes up, and you execute, right? But it's good to sometimes reflect back, even on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, of what you did prior week, even if it's just 30 minutes, just so you're locked in and somewhat focused and know what you're going to be waiting for Monday, not what trade you're going to take Monday, right? Not what am I going to execute today? What am I going to wait for? What am I going to patiently wait for this whole week, not just Monday, right? When I first started trading, our professor showed us a technique because he had like three to four different types of like setups. And the first one, well, not the first one, but the first three he showed us. One of them was called MVM. In Spanish, that's called Me Vale Madres. In English, what does that mean? I don't give a shit, pretty much. I don't know. Point is, with that technique was you're taking any single entrance. Not just you're not just entering wherever, right, wherever the market's at, but you're just taking it up, down. I'm talking you're taking like 20 trades in a day, like a lot. And I think the point of that was for him to get us used to just getting acclimated with the charts and shit like that, putting our stop loss where it needs to go, and just not having that fear of executing, right? And he had us all on demo, and it would just to get that fear and that interpretation of what we have of money and shit like that, just to get it out of the way, and just taking every single setup, pretty much. And some people actually like that, even when they would even trade like on live with that. But he got us hooked on the 40-minute time frame was the biggest one we seen at that time, and then it'd be 24-minute time frame, and then we had the 8-minute time frame. So that was a lot more different back then, and faster executions because we're in the smaller time frames, right? So it's like constantly going up and down and shit. Bro, sometimes I look at these artists, it's a trip. It's a trip. Like, to be honest, they be talking about some dumbass shit. And I fuck with it, to be honest. Like, sometimes that shit's vibing and shit. But sometimes it's like, damn, they're talking about dumb shit, like shaking ass, talking about guns, and they're getting millions of views, bro. I'm talking about millions. They're getting paid off of our views. And it's like, damn, they're talking about some bullshit, and they're getting money. That's good for them, right? But it's just, now it makes me relate it to my life. Like, shit, can I really not lock in on this and not, like, respect myself and shit like that? If I know that's what I do, that's what's gonna give me the results, right? So I'm like, damn, if this motherfucker can talk about bullshit, how the fuck can I not respect myself enough to do what I gotta do, right? Everything's fucking possible. I'm sure. I'm sure they just respected what they had written down, and they didn't care about what they talked about. They didn't care about what they put out. They just knew that if they locked in and stayed consistent, it was gonna get them the results of being famous or whatever the case is, right? Getting money. That's totally fine. That's what I can definitely observe from them. That they went ahead and didn't care about what anybody thought and just proceeded with they interpreted, right? It's just a trip. Like, they got Sexy Red, bro. Come on. All respects to her, but telling me you can't do what Sexy Red did, I'm not talking about music. I'm talking about she respected what she had doing, going on or whatever. She respected the plan, bro. She locked in. She made shit happen. Don't matter what she talks about. And it's crazy because I could be talking more shit about what Sexy Red be talking about, but I'm not there yet, right? I'm not there to get that views, which I don't mind taking them views, right? I don't care about that. Point is, it's crazy how I'm talking some real shit and they're talking some bullshit, and that shit gets way more views, right? Totally fine. You gotta be okay with that. It's like when you watch a trade and that shit goes 12 candles plus, but it just wasn't your plan, right? It wasn't your plan. You weren't able to execute it. Why? Because you respect yourself, and those aren't the setups you wait for. But it ran. It ran somehow. Right? 85 minutes on this live. Bro, before I used to trade, fucking, I would half-ass that shit. I'd be on my laptop, on my bed, with my blankets on, like, all comfortable and shit, fucking dozing off, going to sleep. Just that interpretation that you got, right? Of what trading is and shit. That lifestyle you see on the internet, social media. And you want to claim that to others, like, oh yeah, I do this, I do that. When you really do it, bro, you don't talk about nothing. What do they say? Killers move in silence. Like literally, bro. If you're yapping and yapping, you're not doing nothing. When you're quiet, you don't even go based off nothing. You don't get phased. That's when you're really doing shit, right? And I think that it's either we're 100% fully in or we're not in at all, right? It's either you're 2 feet in or you can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You gotta be all the way in. And sometimes I feel like I be wanting to leave my job because that shit stopping me from being 2 foot all the way in, right? Because I'd be having to take time off because of my work shit, right? And that takes time for me trading. But it's part of the plan in order for me to evolve and be able to trade when I want, right? 87 minutes, goddamn, an hour and a half. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off this live. Thanks everybody for watching or whatnot. I'm gonna keep trading for a minute, but I'm gonna get off live. I'm gonna be on this live again tomorrow about 6:30 or whatnot. 6:30 a.m. So if you guys trying to come on in and see what's up, go for it.